We already discussed on decompositions and how the nutrients recycle through soil ecosystem. So in this lecture, in this video, I will touch a little bit on the nutrient movement, how the nutrient move in the soil. Always remember that the key process of nutrient movement is decomposition, as we have already discussed in the previous video. A nutrient cycle refers to the movement and exchange of organic and inorganic matter back into the production of living matter. The process is regulated by the soil food web that we have previously discussed. The process includes decomposing organic matter into inorganic nutrients. So nutrient cycles occur when within our ecosystems, especially in the soil. So, before we go further, I hope by now you should be clear that plants need nutrients for their growth. On top of photosynthesis activity that provide food for the plants, which consists of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen as the main elements, plants also need other elements for their survival. So, where do the plants get all these nutrients? Yep, from the soil. So, plants derive most of their organic mass from the carbon dioxide through photosynthesis. So, more than 50 chemical elements have been identified among the inorganic substances in plants, but not all of these are essential for the plants. So, not all elements are essential for the plants. So a chemical element is considered essential if it's required for a plant to complete a life cycle. So for instance, this one, yeah. So 9 of the essential elements are called macronutrients, okay, because plants require them in relatively large amounts. Yeah, so we have carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. So carbon, oxygen, hydrogen is the main in the photosynthesis to produce carbohydrate. They also have nitrogen and potassium. We already discussed before the two main elements uh, in the nitrogen cycles, and also the plant also needs potassium, calcium, magnesium, uh, phosphorus, and also sulfur. So these are the main uh, elements needed by the plants as a macronutrients. The remaining 8 essential elements are known as micronutrients because plants need them in very small amounts, such as chlorine, iron, manganese, boron, zinc, copper, nickel, molybdenum. However, bear in mind, although these are the scientific proof that elements that needed by plants, but we still don't know the exact amount. So sometimes a small, tiny, little bit elements is needed, is important for the plants for their own survival. So these are the macro and micronutrients that really important for the plants for growth. Okay. So, during the decomposition process, so elements are converted from organic to inorganic forms or just mineralized, okay, and may enter the exchangeable pools from which they are available for plant uptake or microbial use. Cellulose and hemicellulose account for more than 50% of carbon in plant debris and help to fuel microbial processes such as transformations of nitrogen and also sulfur, so which gradually reduce the carbon nitrogen and carbon sulfur ratios in decomposing materials. So as a plant litter decomposes, the elemental mix the elemental mix changes because of differential mobility and biological fixation. So carbon is lost through microbial respiration as cellulose and other labile organic compounds are hydrolyzed and utilized in growth and maintenance. Potassium is highly mobile until it encounters exchange sites where it can become fixed. So sodium ions, which are more mobile in soils, are not accumulated in plants, but actually essential for animals. So nitrogen is mineralized during decomposition and is simultaneously immobilized by microbes, resulting in an increase in the concentration of nitrogen in the litter. So, and in the absolute amount of nitrogen, if it is transported into the litter from soil or by atmospheric nitrogen fixation. As decomposition proceeds, the carbon-nitrogen ratios declines until the substrate becomes more suitable for microbial action. So phosphorus and sulfur also show increases in absolute amounts during decomposition of some species of tree leaf litter. So nutrient movement through the L, F, and H layers and through mineral soils have been studied intensively by both biologists and also organic geochemists. Tracking nutrient movement in soil is difficult, of course, because of non-linearities of flow due to the existence of preferential flow path compared to the bulk soil soil in the bulk. Okay, so however, nutrients and organic matter also move through soil in soluble forms. For example, as dissolved organic matter, so DOM, dissolved organic matter. So, but in general, sorptive interactions between dissolved organic matter and mineral phases contribute to the preservation of soluble or soil organic matter, SOM. So, however, the situation is considerably more complex than this. Okay, due to, of course, due to the extensive due to the existence of several structure events in the soil profile. I'm sorry, excuse me. Decomposition rates along with nutrient dynamics, soil respiration, and formulation of soil structure are integrating variables. So they are generalized measurements of the functions, properties of ecosystems, and they summarize the combined action of soil, microflora, fauna, abiotic variables, and also resource of quality factors.